Perfectionism. Is it expensive? Well, it depends. Stay tuned. We'll look at what some of the costs are and what these costs depend on. In the last video, we saw that perfectionism comes with many benefits, many things to recommend it. But that's not the whole story. Perfectionism can bring many costs as well, costs that come with pretty big price tags. Perfectionists tend to have higher levels of stress, burnout, anxiety, and depression. They experience more hypertension and chronic headaches or back issues. Perfectionism strains relationships, stresses you out, is at the root of all sorts of health problems, and can even create issues with money. Perfectionism can impair your work by keeping you focused on details and failing to see the big picture, or by having you spend so much time on one thing, other important tasks get neglected. Perfectionists can have irrational and unrealistic expectations of themselves and others. Perfectionists can easily become micromanagers. Perfectionism can cause isolation, alienation, and loneliness. It can cause your work-life balance to be, unbalanced. Perfectionism leads to black and white thinking, which is a sure way to rob yourself of enjoying the incredible variety of life. None of these things sound very attractive to me. They all come with pretty hefty price tags. Now, as I said in a previous video, most perfectionists either downplay or completely deny what their striving for perfection costs them. So I guess we can even add denial to the list as well. Clearly, there are lots of costs to perfectionism. But as we learned in the last week's video, it also comes with plenty of benefits. So how do we separate the good from the bad? How do we keep the benefits and, avoid the costs? Well, first of all, you get to keep the skills perfectionism has taught you. There's no need to give up any of that good stuff. So that's the positive side of the scale. You keep the skills. The way to avoid the costs is to ask yourself why you're working so carefully, so thoroughly. Is it because you feel compelled by some outside force? Are you hoping to be liked or accepted because of what you do? Does the work you do feel like it reflects your value or your worth in the world? Does it define you, who you are? If you answer yes to any of these questions, then you're probably leaning towards the dark side of perfectionism. Your perfectionism is likely related in some way to feeling like you have to prove your worth, your value. We'll look more deeply into this and how you can move past the compulsion and toward the choice to do great work in the next and final video in this series. But for now, just ask yourself why you strive for perfection. And notice whether you feel compelled by perfectionism or whether it's a joyful choice. Till next time, I wish you abundance and joy.